Yeah, hello and welcome to this module 5 of Security Foundations. This is protecting data in your application. So, in this lab 5.1, which we are going to do in this session, we will be exploring about encrypting data at rest by using this AWS KMS. See, this I have already opened in this session. I start this lab. It will take a couple of minutes for us to do this lab. So, in this lab 5.1 encrypting, we will be doing this after completion of this lab, you should be able to do the following: create an AWS KMS, that is key management system key, customer managed key to encrypt and decrypt data at rest. Later we will be doing the store an encrypted object in an S3 bucket. We will learn about encryption, which for a file which we are using of an encryption key, using an encryption key which we have created. Attempt public access and signed access to an encrypted S3 object. Of course, yes, then monitor encryption key usage by using CloudTrail event history. And finally, we will also be doing this encryption the root volume of an existing EC2 instance, and also disable and re-enable this key. So, these are all the functions activities which we are going to learn in this lab. Okay. So, once this lab is ready, it will turn to green. Let us wait till. So, yes, it is green now. This lab situation you can understand. We don't have any key. We need to create a key, but we have a lab instance. Yes, you see this. There is a bucket. Image bucket is also created for you. What we need to do, we need to attach this KMS to the bucket, maybe to the object inside the bucket, and later on we will also learn about how to use this KMS for encryption of our volume for the lab instance. Okay. So, these are the activities which we need to do. Yeah, this is how the final screenshot should look like. And then the first activity is creating an AWS KMS key. So, I click AWS. So, you should see the AWS console screen. So, the first activity is go to services and create the KMS key. So, in that customer managed key, create a key with symmetric, and of course, the key name is my KMS key, for key administrator we need to choose the role as the role for the key, Voclabs role. So, say next and done and done and done. Okay. So, go to key KMS as per the guidance given. So, what we will do is that is customer managed keys. Yeah, if there are anything keys which are there, just you can ignore those keys. Right, you can say create a key, you can say symmetric, maybe encrypt and decrypt, just say next. Alias name, you can give the name which you have copied, that is my KMS key. Rest all you can leave it default. Here please include Voclabs. This is the one, select that. Key deletion is okay. Yeah, once again this Voclabs should be the delete key usage permissions, the role, and of course Voclabs, select that. This is the fourth one, and this is the review page. This is the key policy which has been created in JSON. You can go through if you need. Okay. So, the key requires the following policies. Just say finish. Yeah. So, you can see this my KMS key is now created. You can see the key name. This is the first task. Yeah. And say in this task you have created KMS. So, let us go through the second task, that is storing an encrypted object in S3. For that, just download your clock.png file. Just click here, which this file, okay, this is the file which we will be using in our S3 bucket. I mean, you can save link as maybe in your downloads folder or something. You can just copy that. You can copy that. It is done. So I'll duplicate this session and go to S3. This is task number 2. We have to go to S3. We create a bucket. Sorry, bucket is already there. We go to properties and default encryption. Let us go through that. So here in the services, I go through S3. So I kept this KMS aside. So go to S3. There is already a bucket called as image bucket. Okay, image bucket. That's what he means to say. The bucket is already created. Go to properties in the default encryption. So select the properties, and you see there is a default encryption. You can see server side SS3 managed keys. Right. Well, the setting is enabled already. Setting is currently enabled. Okay, that the stored in the objects are automatically encrypted. This is by default. Now upload the file. Okay, upload the file, the clock.png, and then we will try to use this encryption. So go back to your buckets, maybe the objects. So the clock.png file, just upload that. Add file, and you can say clock.png and say, yeah. So you see, expand these properties, specifies the encryption key to the key which you have created. Yeah, this is your properties. Leave the storage class as it is. Specify an encryption key. Okay. Yeah, you can see this encryption type. Use the bucket settings. So just use this override, and you can select your own key. I mean, server side encryption with AWS. Yeah, you can choose this. Choose from your AWS keys, AWS KMS keys. So which you have already created. My KMS key, this particular one, not the previous ones. My KMS, that should show you my KMS key. If you have any doubt, you can see this value 41146, something like that. You see this. Yeah, with ending with 15B. Yeah, 15B. This is the one. Okay, only just for a reference. So I think rest all can be default. Just say upload your file and say close. So this object will be now encrypted. I mean, will be loaded as encrypted. So upload, and it uses a key. Yeah, upload is successful. Yeah. You can see this close. Yeah, clock.png has been uploaded. You can see this file. This is your object URL. Okay, and you can also ensure that this encryption has happened. Okay, so close. This is done now. This is done. So the user requested to upload. Okay, object Amazon S3 is a key. This all is done. So analyze the encryption settings of the object. Okay, go to clock.png, select that, You see this clock.png file is there. Select that file and see the properties. Choose the link. Yeah, just select this clock.png and you can go on the properties tab, find the server side encryption section. Okay, so just go to properties and go through this encryption. Server side encryption is enabled by default, right? You can also edit this particular one. I mean, yeah, choose from your own keys and select your key, yeah, and say bucket key enable, save changes. Yeah, fantastic. For this particular object we have enabled the key. Attempting public access, this is my task number 3. So what we will do, we will go with the object URL. This is objects, this particular one, select. Yeah, you can click this. This is your object URL, copy and try to paste. You see it showing as access denied. Okay, this is what which is expected, access denied. So what we do, we give this permissions and unblock this public access. So just go to properties of your bucket, permissions, sorry, yeah, and say edit, unblock all this public access and save changes. You need to confirm. Okay. Now one more thing, we need to also enable the ACLs. That is the next part which is given. Permissions ACLs enabled, 10th one. So bucket owner preferred, selected, acknowledge, keep bucket owner preferred. So here edit, just say ACLs enabled, bucket owner preferred and say save changes. Yeah, you must acknowledge. Okay, so now let me just refresh, let me try to refresh. Yes, still you can see this particular one showing as access denied, you see, even after giving public access and ACLs enabled. So what we need to do, we need to enable this ACLs, So just select this clock.png and say actions, okay, make public using ACL. Just say make public, yeah. Now you see success and you can say close. So what next? You just see this. To test this, let us do once again a refresh. Yeah, still you see invalid argument code, but this time something else has come. Request specifying server side encryption with AWS KMS requires signature 4, version 4. I mean, there is key is not allowing for us to display. So you can see now next is what next. So this is a good thing because it demonstrates some important reason. Okay, fine. So close the browser tab. I'm just keeping it aside because you have the error message now. I'm keeping it aside. Now the next instruction says that attempting signed access to the encrypted object. So before that I show you this is how your URL is, this is your bucket, long one image bucket, okay, and S3 amazon.com/png. This is how it looks like. So, go to the object and select that object. Yes, this is the object. You click this object, okay, and you say open, and you say open. This file displays this image, but you see this URL. I just copy this URL into the notepad. Just notice that how it has opened. Okay. So, this is how the URL really looks like. So, the starting is your bucket image.com clock.png response content. Okay. So, there is a huge, this is your key, actually this is your key, encryption key, but whereas your URL of this particular one, you see image bucket only clock.png, up to clock.png is there. So, clock.png can be opened only by using this response content with all blah 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 blah, this all the key file needs to be provided. Okay. So, please understand. Okay, see this. There will be notice that the URL of the browser open, the format. You can see clock.png question mark respond and so inline. We just noticed all the things. Close the browser where the image is loaded and return to. In this way, we learned about how to load the encryption key, the following diagram. So, this part is done now. Okay. So, now task 5, let us monitoring the AWS KMS key activity by CloudTrail. So, let me open, I am closing this both these files, URLs. Okay. I just duplicate, go to CloudTrail. So, go to CloudTrail. So, what do we need to do? Go to event history. Okay. So, to open the navigation pane, choose this. Okay, we can. So, notice that the column of event source. So, after that we can filter certain things from the event source. Yeah. Event history. See, there are a lot of events which are there. So, we can basically shortlist, chart out all this drop down menu, currently displays read only, and choose the event source. Only the events that is KMS is reported, not all, just read only is and choose event source. Okay, and filter by name. You can say sorry. Okay. So, what you need to do, you need to select this event source in place of read only, and you can say KMS. You can select KMS amazon.com. Okay, this will display all your activities. CloudTrail, believe me, it is a log, a kind of log. You see all various kind of activities which you have done in the last few minutes. Okay, so event record. So, choose the link for generate data key. So, in this you can see generate. There should be somewhere generate data key. Yeah, click this generate data key. You will see, yeah, this is the key basically who has created principal ID. at the rate of principal ID, okay, and the other things generate. Please explore all these things. Key ID is also displayed. Key ID is also, you can see, yeah, this is your key ID which has been, this is there in the log record. So in this way we can analyze all these things. Analyze, you can also take another event, maybe like generate event, you can decrypt the event also. You can see event history. I just go backspace. Yeah, you have this decrypt event also. Please explore. So the sixth one. In this way we have learned about how to understand from the records from CloudTrail. So encrypting the root value of an existing EC2 instance. So I'll go to EC2 instance. So we have one instance which is already running. You see, first is that we need to stop, we need to detach, we need to create a volume, unencrypted volume. Currently we have unencrypted volume. The next step is that we create encrypted volume using this unencrypted volume, and then again we attach and then we start. This is the process. So here you see this, there is an instance. The first step, you see this is an instance, okay. So in instance you can see the storage which is linked here. This is your block device, this is your storage volume ID and so and so. You can also explore the details. Maybe better is to explore here in the volumes. There is one volume which is already there, which is currently unencrypted, You can click that. You can see encryption is not encrypted. Okay, we will learn about how to encrypt this data. So first we need to stop the server. These are instance state, just stop the instance. So we are making this volume as encrypted volume. Okay, it is successfully, but it is taking a little bit more time. Stopping, ensure that it is fully stopped. Yeah, once this is stopped, you need to detach and create a different volume, I mean a snapshot, and then using encryption. This is how we encrypt the data. So it is stopping still. It will take a minute's time to stop. Yeah, it is stopped. Ensure that you do the next activity after it is completely stopped. You can give a name to this particular one, which is called as unencrypted volume. To identify, okay, and detach this volume first from the server. Detach, okay, just detach. Yeah, the status is now into not in use, available. It should come as available. Fine. The second part is also done. Now select this and create a snapshot. So the description of the snapshot, you can write it as stop instance. You can see, create a snapshot, add a tag, unencrypted root volume. This is the name of the snapshot actually. So just say create a snapshot. So it will take a minute's time for you to create. So you can verify the snapshot in in the navigation pane. Just ensure if the snapshot is fully done. It is showing as pending. It's pending. In a minute's time it should complete. Once the snapshot is done, we are going to create a new root volume, okay, using encryption. New volume using encryption. So the encryption key we are going to use this, my KMS key. Yeah, hopefully this is done. Now still pending, 8 GB it has to take. So meanwhile, just ensure that in volume, this is created in which one? In availability zone as 1B. Okay, fine. So snapshot still pending. So it is completed. Now you can verify. Once it is completed, what you can do, you can create a new volume from the snapshot. New volume. Yeah. So please remember, ensure your availability zone should match the previous volume. It is 1B. And here select this encryption. Select this encryption and select it as my KMS key. Right? Okay. So the volume is now getting ready. So you can see in volumes list, you should see a new volume which is created. You can say this as, you can write it a tag, maybe encrypted volume. Okay. You can also see the status when you click this. This is encrypted. This is encrypted. Okay. Select this. It is now in available. Now I am attaching to the instance. So attach volume. Yeah, to your instance. Ensure that your volume creation should be in the same instance availability zone. So see that the device name should match actually. Yeah, detach volume. This is done, and attach volume. New encryption. Device name is XVDA. Give this one only, this device name. Ensure that. Okay. If you don't give this, then you may not be able to successfully start the system. XVDA. Okay. Attach volume. Oh. /dev XVDA. Attach this one. Perfect. Once it is attached, you can see that the system has come into in use. Fine. Go back to instances. So we have done almost all the steps here. See this particular one. We stopped the instance, we detached, we created a snapshot, we created volume, and we attached, and then final stage is sixth one, which is start of the instance. Okay. So what do you do? Select this instance status and start. Yeah, successfully started. In a minute's time, you should see the instance is fully. Now the volume, the older volume, if you want, you can delete the volume and snapshots also. So this is fully operational now. Okay, this completes our task number 6, I think 6, yeah, 7. Disabling the encryption key and observing the effects. So what will happen if I disable? What will happen if I disable? So here I will stop this instance now. This is running. I stop. So it will go to stop state. This is my key actually. This is my key. I want to disable this. Key actions. I can let me ensure that it has stopped already. Okay. Yeah. Disable. Yeah, confirm and disable the key. So the status is now disabled. So if I try to start the instance now, you see what will happen when I try to select and start the instance. When you see this one, it will try to start, but it will immediately stop. It will not see, the trigger has gone. But unfortunate thing is, it will go to pending and then it will stop immediately. Start the instance. See this? You get a trigger successfully started, pending, and it will stop. Yeah, if I try to refresh, it is stopped. So again I will enable key actions. Again I will enable. I will select the key and key actions. I will enable. Yeah, this is enabled. Key is enabled. So you see this. The same thing happens in the image also. If you stop, then you will not be able to see. So if I try to start now, what will happen? You see. Select this lab instance and instance, start the instance. Yeah, it has successfully started now. You can see it is pending, it will start now. Yeah, so to display it as before you submit, ensure that your lab is fully running, instance status should be running. Okay. So, but this is encrypted volume, this is encrypted. You can see that if you select the storage and this is your volume ID, if you click that, it should display as encrypted. Yeah, encrypted. So yes, we learned about encryption. It is running now, it is running, and now I can just see this submit to see whether all I have done properly. Yes, submissions done. So in this way we have learnt about KMS customer managed key. We have created a key, we did encryption for S3 bucket object, and also we learned about public access. Yeah, access granted, yes, it is 30 by 30. Congratulations. And also we learned about encryption key uses, the root volume, also elastic compute cloud, and enable, disable, re-enable your KMS key. It's all in this. Once this is done, you can say end lab. Okay, thank you everyone, and bye.